Hi, today I'll be reacting to my subscribers' opinions, so let's get started. 1. No individual group or idol paved the way. Many groups had influence on getting K-pop to where it is today. The arguments are so pointless and are mainly biased people who want their faves to be the best. I agree. Saying a group or idol paved the way is a very stupid statement because every single group and idol had their own impact and they all made K-pop what it is today. For instance, armies say that BTS paved the way, but should we remind them that BTS wouldn't have existed without BoA, Girls' Generation, and other first and second gen R groups? Same goes with Blackpink. They wouldn't have existed without 21, Big Bang, and other YG artists. All of these idols all played a role in building and spreading K-pop all over the world, not just one group. And I personally think that this is what makes K-pop so fascinating. Every artist brings their own touch and has an impact. BTS brought K-pop to the United States, BoA brought K-pop to Japan, Blackpink made K-pop more popular in Thailand, and the list goes on. And today, 4th and 5th gen are keeping that legacy alive with idols like Uki of Idol being extremely popular in China, and also idols of new nationalities that weren't very common before are debuting like Ling Ling and Carmen, and they keep paving the way in a way. So yeah, K-pop was really paved by every idol and agency, not just one artist. Saying one idol or group paved the way is a truly stupid statement. 2. You should like a K-pop group because of their music and not who they are. At the end of the day, you don't truly know your favorite idol. Companies give them a certain character they have to play on camera. They can only say and do certain things, so there is no good way of knowing they're a good person. Hyuna, for example, her whole image was being a girl's girl, and that was a huge lie. K-pop is a music industry, and the only things you can really know is if you vibe with the group's music. I completely agree. The parasocial relationships and toxicity of fans have gone so far that idols now truly become actors when they're on camera. Companies don't teach idols about racism, but what they do teach these idols is media play. I mean, when idols go on variety shows, they seem nice and stuff, and half of them probably are truly kind people, but in reality, it may all be fake or not completely true. I mean, who would have expected Taeil to be a predator or Hyuna to marry a man involved in the Burning Sun scandal? He's not an idol, but we can also mention Kim Soo-hyun. The problem is that their job is being an idol, and by definition, an idol is someone who is perfect, someone that you can admire and look up to. So, of course, most of what we see on camera is not their true self, because promoting an ideal brings in more money. If fans can fall in love with these perfect idols, they'll buy albums and go and concert tickets, and that brings in more money. And that's what K-pop thrives on, the parasocial relationships. I've experienced it myself. One day I told my friend who's a huge engine that honestly most of idols are probably not what they look like, and she just answered, not an hypen. She wouldn't even consider the idea that her alt group may not be as perfect as they seem to. So I agree, loving music is the most important thing, because loving an idol for the personality they show on camera will just lead to disappointment. For instance, how many of you were disappointed by Kiss of Life after the Racist Live? Tell me in the comments. I can for sure say that I was. As I had just been to their concert, I felt robbed because this group that had the right music and who were thriving on their personalities and talents turned out to be awful. A group I loved for more than their music because of the concert. This is why we should just stick to the music, but unfortunately, it's hard to stay a casual fan as the industry forces and pushes us to stan this group. And it won't change anytime soon. 3. I don't get why people are so upset with a song being under 3 minutes. For me, it just matters. It's good and has a bridge at least. I don't care about how long it is. I agree and disagree. The problem with songs below 3 minutes is that they're usually verse, chorus, outro. And even though the song may be a banger like Super Lady, it just leaves you wanting more. It feels incomplete because of its short length. For instance, Girls by aespa is exactly 4 minutes long and has a bridge, a dance break, and the final chorus. And it feels so complete that after one listen, I'm satisfied. While songs like Cheeky Icy Thing by Stacy and Hot by the Seraphim just finish and you're left telling yourself, where's the bridge? Of course, it's a marketing purpose, as you're gonna want to play the song again since you haven't had enough, and that brings in more money. But that also breaks the artistry. It feels so short and unfinished. However, if it has a bridge, then I agree with you that it doesn't matter if it's shorter than 3 minutes. But it's just annoying when the song finishes and you're left wanting more. That's mostly people's problem with shorter songs. For opinion 4, I will be mixing two opinions that go in the same sense. So the first one is, people learn the word dozen and they like to go around using it because what do you mean Sakura and Giselle are dozens? And the second one is, and to be honest, if Jisoo didn't improve in vocals, she can easily be called a dozen. So to these two opinions, I reply that I know, right? Dozen is a word that shouldn't be thrown around every time an idol has one weakness. It's a word that should be only used for idols who are truly weak or below average in every category. Saying Giselle is a dozen is a crazy statement, considering she's a really good vocalist and rapper. Her stage presence improved a lot, and so did her dance. She's much closer to being an all-rounder than a dozen. She even writes her own rap, for God's sake! People are so stupid. As for Sakura, she's for sure a weak vocalist and rapper, but she's a fine dancer, and her stage presence honestly makes up for her weaknesses. She's nowhere near being a dozen. She even writes beautiful songs. Now for Jisoo, as much as I love this girl, I have to agree, her stage presence is really mid. 11 out of 20 according to Arroz con Pollo. Her dance is pretty weak and she's not even a below average rapper. However, she improved vocals. She started supporting and she sounds less messy, which also makes her deserve her lead vocalist position. So for that, and also her songwriting, she can't be called a dozen. But it's true that if she was still an underdeveloped vocalist, she could be called a dozen. However, she's not. We should keep this word for idols who are truly untalented. And Sakura, Giselle and Jisoo are definitely talented, at least by K-pop standards. 5. Fans try way too hard to find aces in every group. Aces are rare, and even though there may be all-rounders, calling a bunch of idols aces all the time just makes the term less important and meaningful. I agree. Just like the word dozen, people throw around ace every here and there. That word has truly lost its meaning. Calling Aiza an ace when her lyricism is really questionable and she can barely sing is pure delusion. She's for sure a very, very talented idol, but she's not an ace yet. An ace is an idol who excels in every category and can at least write songs and produce and even sometimes choreograph. This idol should be above average in vocals, rap, dance, and stage presence. And nowadays, many idols who are only decent get called aces, like Yeji of ITZY. Like, okay, this girl is midweek in vocals, average-ish rapper, she's a strong dancer and she's 20 out of 20 in stage presence. Okay, she's at least decent in every category and has written 2 songs. But how is she an ace if she's below average in 2 categories? She's a very, very talented idol, especially in dance and stage presence. She's the most talented in her group, but she's not an ace. An ace is someone like Jane of Purple Kiss, who is a really good vocalist. She's also a good dancer, pretty average in open style and above average in idol dancing. Her stage presence and rap are also above average. She has written many songs and composed half of them. She even arranged a few. She also choreographed songs for Purple Kiss. That's a true ace. She's close to excelling in every category and has written, composed, produced and choreographed songs. Same goes with Han of Stray Kids and Moonsua of Billy while we're discussing 4th Gen, though I'm not sure they've choreographed. People need to stop throwing around the word ace every time an idol writes 2 words in a song and raps 1 cringe line. 6. It's really weird people studying only one group and thinking that their group has more awards than almost every group, so that means other groups are talentless and can be their fave and are the best. But it's really not like that. Every K-pop idol is talented on their own way in different sections or in all sections, and generally awards are almost given by fan votes, so it's about the popularity, but that doesn't mean that your group is the best, so you're hating others. I agree, success doesn't prove talent. I'll talk about her again as I just explained her skills, but Chain and her Purple Kiss members are among the most talented idols, more talented than some girl groups starting with a B under YG Entertainment. Yet Purple Kiss are not nearly as popular or rewarded as these groups. But it doesn't mean they're less talented. Do we need to talk about how Jisoo would be a dozen if she hadn't improved her vocals again? Of course, the groups who get rewarded definitely deserve it because they work hard like any idols, but no one, idols or fans, should look down on idols who are less successful. It's just cringe and plainly mean. People need to stop, especially YG and hype stans. You know who you are. Before we get to the bonus opinion, I would just like to give 2 honorable mentions. These 2 people commented very long opinions that I agree with, but they're too long for me to react and I don't have anything to say because I agree with what they said. So I will just write them on the screen and you guys can pause the video and read them. And yeah, let me know if you have anything to say about these 2 in the comments. Alright, so bonus opinion. No, Blackpink is not best group or the most talented in K-pop. No, Jennie isn't best rapper. And no, Lisa isn't the best dancer in K-pop. And no, Rosé isn't best vocalist in K-pop. And no, Jisoo is not visual queen of K-pop. I don't think I need to add anything, honestly. You said it all, period. This is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I didn't add your opinion. As you know, I can't add every opinion and I don't always have something to respond to what you write. So yeah, like and subscribe, you know, all this. And have a nice day.